Good afternoon. Welcome to TUDOR Talk, where it's finished here at Vauxhall Road. Hemel 0, Wealdstone 3. I caught up with Sammy to find out what his thoughts were after the game. Sammy, disappointing defeat. What are your thoughts on the game overall?
Not good enough, all over the pitch. Thought we didn't get going today from the first minute right to the last. You give teams three, give them 3 goals basically. People haven't done their jobs. Spoke about what they're good at before the game, identified their strengths, and every goal has come what I spoke about before the game. Weren't good enough with him without the ball. No energy, no desire. All the givens you need without the ball. I'm bitterly disappointed. And feel sorry for the fans. We've let the fans down. But the only way to make this feel better is to go and get a result next week.
Yeah, so looking in the early stages of that first half, neither team really got hold of the game. I can't remember too much possession-based football from either team, and then they get that early goal. What are your thoughts on that early goal?
I thought it was a typical derby, wasn't it? It was, there weren't much in the game. The first sort of 20 minutes was a bit edgy. No team really having that real much possession, but we switch off from a set piece. It's an individual mistake, led into the second phase, and it's another goal. So I'm disappointed. 3 goals have come, 2 of them are set pieces. Where we haven't done our jobs, and three. If you look at it, 3 crosses. So I'm not happy one bit.
Obviously, we do really value your honesty. But how much of the injuries have played a part today? I know that you don't like making excuses for the performance, but they must have played a part today.
We look a team, stretched. We got 12 fit senior players. The rest are made up of academy players on the bench. And we looked tired today. Tuesday, took a lot out of the squad, and you can see in our performance it was jaded. No real energy, no real tempo, and unfortunately, that's the situation we're in. We can feel sorry for ourselves and, say that, if we had this person, we had that person, but, it wasn't good enough all over the pitch today. And if we play like that, next week we'll get beat again. We got to identify where we wasn't good enough today. And people have got to go home today from that team and look at themselves in the mirror and go, have they done enough? I've said a few home truths in there, but the only way this result will make it feel better is by getting a result next week.
Yeah, so season's not defined in one game. As we look ahead to next week, do we think any of the injured players will be able to play a part in that?
I don't think so. I think it's probably the next 2 games we're going to have to go with what we've got, and then try and get people back. The issue we have got is if we do rush people back, then they do become long-term injuries. It's a terrible situation we find ourselves in. We've only real 12 fit players, but we can feel sorry for ourselves, or we can roll up our sleeves. Very disappointed in that today. It was a local derby. And it wasn't played like a local derby. We didn't give ourselves a chance to get into the game. And 3 goals, 3 individual mistake goals. If you do that in this league, you lose games. And the players know it wasn't good enough. We'll sit down in the next week or so, and we'll have a look at the video and see where we can improve. But you don't become a bad team overnight. I just think, today we had a tough game against Dulwich, and it took a lot of energy out of us, and we couldn't make changes we wanted to make, and it's disappointing, and I'm sorry to the fans we couldn't get a result, but the one thing you'll get from this management team is that we'll roll up our sleeves, we'll face defeat, graciously, and we'll really hard, make sure that we do a lot of hard work in the next week to get a result next week. And as you say, seasons don't define this result. So it's been a good start. 3 wins out of 5. I'm pleased with, especially with the limited numbers we have. But we'll take this defeat on the chin. And we'll certainly bounce back.
We'll really appreciate your honesty this afternoon. Thanks very much.
Cheers, thank you.
A very honest assessment there from Sammy. Now, I also caught up with Liam Nash. He was an injured out before the game, but did make the game. And here are his thoughts at full time. Nashy, thanks very much for joining us this afternoon. How do you feel after that?
There's no words, really. It's deflated. We know what we're capable of as a team. and it just didn't. We just didn't click from the first whistle. We just got punished. 3 crosses. Unfortunately, sometimes that's the way the game goes. We just need to find the resilience and bounce back on Saturday.
Yeah, obviously, Wealdstone are a very organised side. They've got a strong back four, and 2 central defenders, which are very tough. How do you find playing against Akima and Stevens today? Because they look really solid.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, they're good defenders, but we didn't exploit them enough. I feel like we could have definitely hurt them a bit more down the sides. We definitely played down their throats, which for any defender, it's easy to deal with. Just it was just from back to front. None of us can say that we come off there with a good game. And we all just got to pick ourselves up again and go again. But yeah, I know they're good defenders, but like I said, we didn't exploit them enough. And what we do going forward, we're so much more capable of doing better things. And hopefully we can do it again on Saturday.
Obviously, 5 games into the season, this defeat won't define the season. How are the players feeling in there after that? Are they?
They're definitely down in the dumps. I mean, if it didn't hurt, then you shouldn't really be here. Losing football is horrible for anyone that loves the game, and it's a building point. You should use that now to go on to the next game and fight back and get those 3 points. Because I know it's early and you can't call the season, and we've had a good start. You take into consideration all the injuries and the red cards that we've had and players that we haven't been in the squad and. Yeah, we're down to the bare bones, but that's no excuse to the performance today because we're definitely capable because we showed it on Tuesday.
And that's all from Tudor Talk. It wasn't quite the result that we had hoped for, but hopefully we'll go again and bounce back with a win at Oxford City. Until then, goodbye.